Hi everyone, continuing this weekend of Stevie Wonder, another song that I have never heard before, that is Isn't She Lovely? Well, yesterday was a lot of fun. I have no idea what this is going to be, but I have high expectations. The lyrics celebrate the birth of his daughter, Aisha Morris, and starts with a baby's first cry recorded during an actual childbirth. A recording of Wonder bathing Aisha as an older toddler is brought into the final section of the song, mixed with Wonder's extended chromatic harmonica solo. All of the instruments heard in the song are played by Wonder except for some keyboard parts. Interesting. Sounds like it's going to be something very personal and, intimate. Wonder performed the song live for Queen Elizabeth II at her Diamond Jubilee concert on June 4, 2012, with lyrics modified to refer to the Queen. Nice. Let's listen. There's that little cry. Listen to those drums under it all. Interesting. To really enjoy the bass here.
Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? Less than 1 minute.
I can already get the feeling. So, this whole opening with that fragile little cry and the drums underneath, so energetic and active, such an interesting way of portraying the. It's almost like it's showing us the very first minutes of life, and then at the same time layering with it, I don't know, all sorts of adventures and everything coming in the future. Not quite to the point of feeling ominous, but at the same time, it feels like, wow, there is so much that is coming from this one moment. And I like the instrumental ensemble too. The fact that he played all of the instruments himself, except for maybe a bit of the piano. It's working really well. It just gives this nice texture bed of motion on which the lyrics and melody are being carried along. It's more than just a place to sit. It's also a current, something that travels, something that's moving. And so it is working really well to portray progress, the life stream, the activity and the dynamics of the moments come and the moments go, and they just continue to flow.
But isn't she lovely, made from love?
I like that line.
Isn't she pretty? Truly the angel's best. Oh, I'm so happy. We have been heaven blessed. I can't believe what God has done. Through us, He's given
This
life.
feeling of such a force of current through here. I like the hand claps mixed in there. Okay. I love the way that coming as just being played as an unsung verse. I love the way that it gives this sort of lightness, and there's a kind of fragility to it. It's almost like that melody, just instrumentally on its own, is the child herself. There's something incredibly beautiful and fresh and sweet about it. Let's hear it again. I love it. That part right there. Such a nice little added moment of musical expression. And here we go. I know the feeling. This is such a celebration of life, a celebration of love, a celebration of something that somehow we've been a part of. We're kind of responsible for. And at the same time, it's so far beyond us. It's so far out of our small human powers. That's what not only what the lyrics are conveying, but the music. It's this verdant, lush, springing to life, springtime explosion that I hear in the instrumental textures and colors and the way it's so layered, and so it's one of those pieces where you can't just say, oh, there's that note and that note and that note. It's not sparse and spare. It is truly verdant, lush, and rich in all the sonic elements. It's like stepping outside on a fresh spring morning. Not early spring. Later, when the grass in the fields is about this tall and it's wet with dew, and you step out there in your bare feet and you feel this thick grass just laying against your feet as you walk through it. And there's no way that you can just feel every blade of grass. It's too much. But there's this immersion, this feeling of just being overwhelmed by the experience and the beauty and the freshness of it all. That's what I feel like is coming through the music here. The bass, the drums, the piano, the strings. There's so much happening texturally. let's see. Bathing Aisha as an older toddler. Being brought in here. It's almost like life can't get fuller, and yet it is. And as I was saying, this feeling of walking through thick, tall, heavily wet grass, this abundance of life springing out, this complete immersion in life and all that entails. Well, also going on in my mind was listening to this harmonica solo and thinking, I don't know if I've ever heard harmonica played quite like this. In fact, I'm not sure I would have recognized it as being harmonica. Somehow I think of harmonica as being a little bit reedier, rougher. But this is tending more towards I'm going to use a reed instrument, clarinet, or oboe, something like that. It's smoother than what I think of. It's more flute-like. It's and not only the tone, but the delicacy with which he's playing, the precision and the improvisatory development of the melody. It's lovely. Isn't it lovely? But back to this. I didn't even realize when this first came in. I want to hear it again. I thought that it was him laughing. Maybe it is. Maybe it's both of them together in this recording of him bathing Aisha. But it made me think of just laying down in that wet grass and getting soaked, rolling in it just for fun, feeling the flowers splash against my face, or let's say jumping into a cold stream and splashing water all over. Well, then when I recognized that, oh, this is where the toddler comes in with her bath. That makes sense, right? It's water splashing everywhere. But this sort of natural world feel, stepping out in nature and feeling just the abundant aliveness that comes in that kind of environment. It's such a beautiful way of expressing this that we experience with a child and watching a child grow and helping a child, caring for a child as they grow and understanding that that child is our doing. Such a beat there, and then coming back down. Water splashing. Kiss the boy. It fits right in, doesn't it? And the instrumental lushness, the richness of the instrumentation makes this added toddler's bath time feel like it so perfectly belongs here. It becomes part of the music. Come on,
Get out of the water, please.
get out of the water. Had enough of that? a long solo, but it doesn't feel like it's too long. It doesn't feel like I'm getting tired of it. It feels like it's an experience that I don't want to end. It feels like I don't want these moments to slip through my fingers. It feels like every iteration of it is so delightful, so special. And I think that is intentional, because that is the kind of feeling we as parents have with our young children. I just happen to be at that stage of my life where I have my own young child. And I so easily relate and connect with these emotions because they are so present in my own life. The richness, the spontaneity, the water splashing everywhere. Come on, get out of the bath. Let's end this before it turns into a flood, right? But the utter delight and the treasuring of every one of those moments and those experiences, messy or not, they are such a gift. And it feels like that is what this long solo is doing, is letting us just live and relive those moments that as parents, we don't always get to live fully. We don't always get to just sit and enjoy and watch it happen, because you know what? We have to think about what's next. We have to think about, okay, are the clothes laid out? Do we have something warm to dress her in? Is she ready to eat next? We have to be constantly thinking. And so for me, this feels very special. It feels like I can just sit here like a fly on the wall and enjoy it without having to think of what's next. I love it. I think it is beautiful. I think it is, I don't know if beautiful is quite the word I want, but I can't think of a word that really, really expresses in one word the way I experience and relate to this song. And thinking about this weekend, both the songs, both dealing with very human and close to universal experiences. Not everyone gets to be a parent. I understand that. But there are sure a lot of parents in this world. That's why I say close to universal. Not everyone has the opportunity to enjoy and experience music as they would perhaps like. And there are some who, for whatever reason, it's not their preferred way of expression. So again, it's close to universal, but incredibly human, incredibly natural experiences. Music, love, and treasuring and appreciating these very simple and yet so far beyond our small human sighs, experiences, and all that it includes. I feel like Stevie Wonder has managed to express, convey, communicate, and allow us to experience these precious things in a very natural way. What a delightful weekend. Stevie Wonder and his music. And I have thoroughly enjoyed it, and I am happy to be getting more familiar with a bit more of what he's done. And I look forward to more in the future. I'll see you soon.